I'm not muted. Hello chat, I'll start again. I was muted as always. I always forget to unmute myself, that's great. We are doing something a little bit different today.
No, she's streaming, so.
We are doing a D&D stream.
No, I'll try knocking down.
Something new for us to do. So, as you can see from our title, it is called, well, we're calling this section of the stream, I guess, called OOF, Order of Folly. Samurai Pixie helped me pick the name yesterday. I was like, oh, Order of Fools. And he was like, oh, Order of Follies. So we've gone with, I liked Follies. It was quite cool. So we're going with that as our name, which kind of fits our emotes. So we have the OOF emote. That is what it is. OOF. OOF. Order of Folly. OOF. Also, what else have we got to do before we start? We have new emotes. If Dave's in chat, he can probably show the new emotes. Basically, we've got one that is the army. We've got Mom and Army, finally. You guys have asked for it. And we have the knee. The knee is a special emote. It's a tier 2 emote. So those of you who really want the knee, you got to be tier 2 for the knee. Sorry, guys. Otherwise, it's going to be spammed way too much. But yeah, he's showing a bit of leg in the background. Yeah, you can see the knee already over there. So there he is over there. What we're going to do is, we're going to do some D&D. This is the group's second session. But overall, this is the first session on live. It's the first session live. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a quick comic strip, I guess is the right word for it, that I've made, just to get you guys sort of up to speed of where we are. And then we're going to go introduce everybody. And yeah, then we're going to get into it. Okay. So I am going to turn off the music for a moment. I'm going to switch over and then I'm going to press play and hopefully it will work. So I just want to check everyone in chat is doing well before we start. I know we're starting quite quickly. It's because we started a little bit late. You know, cameras and tech always happens. It's there. He's showing. Yeah, his knee is there. So we're going to switch over because I know we've got people, the team is waiting for you guys, waiting for us to be ready to start. So let's turn over. Oh no, it didn't work. Wait, there we go.
What's up?
This mute button and me are not friends. I must remember to unmute. I keep doing it. But so is the life of the mute button. So that was just a short comic book thing I put together about what we've done. We all met up, went on like a potion quest, I guess, and helped some people along the way and did some stuff, some questionable stuff. But I'm sure our DM will tell us more when we get to it. So we're going to do a bit of sort of introductions. I'm going to put some background music back on. Otherwise it's going to be very quiet. Hi. How are we doing, guys? We're about to start. Ace's chat just went away. Ace, is your chat not updating? Are you chatting to me, Ace, or is it in the actual chat? Okay. Me and Tech, this is going to go great. Okay, it's not in the actual chat. I can see. So, we're going to go this way. And then we'll go across to Ace. So it gives Ace time to write something in her chat box. So Ace hasn't got a mic at the minute. So above Ace, her like comments will come up here. So we can all see it. And then I am not Ace. No, you are not Ace. But I'm saying this is Ace next to me. This picture here. And then her comments will come up here about what she's saying. So we'll start this way. And we'll get to our DM last. How about that? If you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, okay, cool. Likewise, do you want to start?
Oh. Oh, of course. So I will be playing the Dwergar wizard, Banksy Blaine Bigtown, who is a terrible quack doctor, but he prefers to think of himself as an adventure capitalist.
Okay. I am Winnie. I am one of the hosts of this channel, and I am playing a character called Brook. She is a water djinnis. I can never say that right. And she's a monk. Spent her whole life in a temple, and now she's decided to go off on her own. She's a one for the people, so she likes to help the small guys out and try to avoid conflict where she can. But apparently I've heard that I'm the squishy one. I'm not the squishy one, I'm sorry. I'm the one that's going to be taking all the damage, apparently. Since I have the highest armor class. This is my first D&D, so I'm sure I'll see and do my best. And then, I know Ace did message me, but I don't know where she's put it. Just going to pop out during intro. Oh, she wants me to introduce herself. So this is Ace, next to me. She is playing a ranger. I don't know much about Ace's character. None of us know much about Ace's character, actually. She's a very silent character with her bows and arrows. She doesn't talk much at all, her character, actually. Just sort of silently judges from the corner, I guess. She keeps us in line. Ace is the best. Ace is the best. Ace named our horse. I know she wants me to mention Bex the horse. I don't know if you want to mention about Cranberry.
Yes, Cranberry the owl, Banksy's familiar, and so far the most dependable member of our party. More so than my own character.
Yeah, we've all done some terrible roles in the first session. We pretty learnt early on. I know nothing about animals. Any animal nature role, I fail it. I can tell you nothing about it. We've still got one more intro to do. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss Ace. Don't have an intro anyway. Yeah, so we'll go up this way then, up to our DM. He can introduce himself.
Hello, I am Nahlon. I have been DMing for around 5 to 6 years now, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Anyone want to mention anything about what we did off stream? Any major story points we want to bring up? Not that there is any major story points. I will ask you questions, but you aren't allowed to say 8. Okay.
I remember I sold a lot of terrible not potions.
That is true. Yeah, so we made tons of water into fake potions and sold them. Well, you did.
They technically work so long as that the main ingredient is love. And,
I did.
and greed.
I did pray on the water. You know, it could have done something. Could have, but I don't think it did. I never checked.
Technically, they are potions of hydration.
Very true.
Yeah. We got ourselves a book. The important book, I guess. That's sort of what we're following at the minute. We're trying to find the biggest, most expensive thing in the book to find. And that's about where we're at.
What can I say?
A lot.
Banksy Blaine has high goals for such a short individual.
Yes. I
No,
don't really know what to do because Ace hasn't messaged me.
but you're all
Oh
probably
no,
out
oh no.
Well, when we left off, Brook was scouting ahead, so
I
could always start with that.
We could always start with that. So we decided to go find this wishing tree that is in the middle of a forest, and the others are setting up camp. And me, I'm very headstrong. I just decided to do something, so I went and did it. I've decided to go look for this tree on my own, apparently. Like you do. So yeah, I don't know if you want to set things off and
Alright.
tell a
Yeah.
bit of story.
Oh, I remember I sent cranberries with you, so you're technically not alone. There's just an owl that can do nothing except run away
Yes.
with you.
And look around. It's very important. Yeah. You have been traveling through the thicker woods for a little while now.
Ye-
It is getting quite dark, so it's difficult to see.
okay. And I don't have night vision.
Exactly.
But I do have, or I should have, a torch.
Yeah.
So
Light it.
yes, I would like to light my torch.
Alright. Just for your information, if you light a torch, it's very difficult to stealth around. Because you are very easy to find.
I will still light my torch.
Alright. As you light up your torch, the light slowly seeps through everything. You see ahead of you kind of a natural path, like the ones where deer would run through, and
It'd be like voice
like
chat,
daily.
and then you put like
so you're guessing this is probably
settings audio.
a safe spot for now.
Okay. I will look up to check to see if Cranberry's up there, and I'll try to sort of motion to him to go ahead. Obviously, like, he won't talk to me, but I'll see if he will go ahead.
And Cranberry's... He does as best a nod as you can manage when you're an owl flying, and goes ahead a little bit. He does have dark vision, so
Yeah.
should be a little bit more stealthy. I'll say he goes just above the canopy, like enough to see through it, but not high enough that anything in the canopy will go for him, anything on the forest floor will go for him, or anything above him will decide, hey, I want owl shish kebab tonight.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright. As the owl flies ahead, I would like you to make a perception check for the owl.
Yeah, that's fine.
As I am not seeing through Cranberry's eyes, it doesn't use my god awful perception. 13.
Very nice. Is that with the +3 or?
That's with his +3.
Alright. Cranberry flies around for a little bit, and after a good 5 minutes of flying around and scouting ahead, he spots that in like way in the distance would be like a good half an hour walk. Of course, a little bit less when you're flying. There seems to be a bit of an opening in the forest where some trees like slightly open up. And there is one big tree standing in the middle.
Yeah, it just takes quite a while.
Okay, so Cranberries will fly down, and he will look slightly expectantly up at Brook. Then he will do the owl equivalent of just thinking, looking really thoughtful for a second, which is like a glare, kind of, I expect. And he will then sort of like claw out in the dirt on the floor that there's like one big tree, and he'll draw out a little path with his claws, which is as best as he can manage. And since he is an animal with no real conception of how human walking pace would be, he's just going to draw the picture, and he's going to indicate the path.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and understand what is done and keep walking forwards. Until I'm just gonna keep walking until Cranberry stops, I guess.
All right.
Cranberry will fly overhead, and magnificent owl that he is will fly just above the canopy again because he's a little bit of a coward, and has inherited that from his boss, and will just before the opening flutter down so that he'll land on Brook's shoulder, indicating the large clearing with the big tree.
I'm gonna stop, and I want to investigate the area.
All right. Can you roll perception for me?
And for this, Cranberries will provide the help action as best he can, because he is an owl, and he'll just gently move his wing as if to say, "And to your left, you will see."
So that's one D12, yeah? No, D20.
Yeah.
Make sure I pick up the right one.
And you get advantage, so it's 2d20 and you pick the highest.
Ooh, okay. 18.
All right.
Do I need to put a modifier on that?
Your perception modifier.
Perception. Oh. 17.
All right. You look around a little bit, and this tree is definitely way bigger than all the other trees. It sticks out like a sore thumb. It's almost 3 times as high as the rest. But somehow, when you were going to the forest, you didn't see it stick out.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is, with my short sword, I just want to sort of make a marking on the tree next to it, and then walk the path back to the camp to tell the others that I found a strange tree.
All right.
I don't want to mark the tree, just one next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Ace. Ace is back, guys.
Oh, hello.
Hey up.
So yeah, I want to mark the tree and then head back with Cranberry in tow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes you a little while. Again, like a half an hour walk. that you get back to the whole crew, you can tell them all what you found.
Okay.
As soon as you get through like the tree line, and Cranberry flutters off your shoulder and back towards Banksy Blaine, he's gonna give the owl a hug. Oh, Cranberry, my lad, I've missed you. After all, who will I have to pick up my leftovers when I drop them on the floor? Oh, and Brook, you are here too. Yes, and I recognize that instantly.
So yeah, I followed this trail. I found a path, and at the end was this giant tree. But it's very peculiar. I couldn't see it from outside, but when I went into this clearing, I could see the tree. So I've marked the area, and I think maybe we should head that way if everyone's ready, if the camp's all set up.
Well, I've been setting up my alarm spells, so if anyone comes in and tries to pocket our possessions, then, well, know about it. Or at least I will. So I wouldn't say no. After all, best kinds of job is the one you have to do very little work for.
If you say so. I train very hard, so we'll have to disagree with that. But Alora, are you ready to go on to the tree? Is Bex tied up, ready, so she doesn't run away? And the waiting game nods. Okay. So if you want to send Cranberry ahead again, just in case there's anything in the path, and then I'll show you the way. I've still got my torch, even though everyone else can see, but I've still got the torch.
I just brush between Cranberry's ears and say, "Go on, lad, off you go," and send him ahead of everyone again.
Oh yeah.
He'll let us know. You see, wizards have this bond with their familiar, in that when he feels pant-wetting, underwear-twisting terror, I shall feel it, and I shall know to run away.
Well, let's hope we don't have to do any running. There was nothing on the way there, so nothing on the way back. So let's go, and I lead the way I came.
I follow, just keeping within distance of Cranberries. Like, whilst everyone else is watching the path, I trust in Brook enough to lead me somewhere where I won't get hurt, so I'm just keeping an eye on my boy.
Alright.
This one is like 7.
In what order are you marching? So who's going first?
I'll be first, seeing as I know the way.
I'll go in the middle, just so I can keep eye contact with Cranberries.
Alright.
Alora, you're right being at the back. We seem to always end up with you in the back. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I am walking the path. If I hear any noise, I'll sort of look in the direction, but I'm not too focused on what's around me. I'm just focused on remembering the way I came.
Alright.
And yeah, I'm just walking along.
As you walk back, it all seems to be safe. You don't run into any wolves or anything. It seems pretty quiet at the time of night.
So when we get into the clearing, I just sort of point out that's the weird tree there. It's bigger than all the others, and you can't see it from outside the clearing, but as soon as you come in, you can see it. You're the magic guy, you know. Do you sense anything from it?
By Mardin's bootstraps, I sense it is a pretty big bloody tree. Give me a moment. I can probably whip something up to allow me to detect any magic in the area. It'll take 10 minutes or so. Cranberry, keep watch. So whilst Cranberry's keeping watch, I would like to ritual cast Detect Magic.
All right. Would anyone else like to do anything?
I'm just gonna sort of step away from the tree for now. If Alora's not doing anything, we could have a conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna step away. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to Alora. So do you think this is the tree? Do you think you could climb this tree? Look how big it is. Could you shoot something up there? Can you shoot that far? You could probably climb it. Ooh. Well, if it comes to it, you can climb up. I'll stay down here on the ground. Yeah.
In between chanting, I just yell, "Yeah, and you're not the only one who'll be on the ground. I'm keeping my feet firmly right here. Dwarves and heights don't really mix."
If we're in the middle of a lake, I'd swim to the bottom, but I'm not going to climb up a tree. No.
Yes, well, I've never been one for the upper echelons of society, and seeing as I'm not a social climber, I don't think I'll be a physical one either.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting to see what happens with the tree.
All right. So you all wait for a second. And
So I chant for 10 minutes, and I just close my eyes. Oh. By rock, by tree, magic I see. And open my eyes. What do I see?
you see that this entire area where you're standing in right now, the entire clearing is affected by some sort of illusion spell.
As I expected. If I'd have to hazard a guess, it's some kind of ward to stop you from seeing it from the outside. Whoever put it up, well, it might be the tree itself that it's emanating from, but the entire area is stuck with it. It's kind of like the concept of a somebody else's problem field.
Oh, less than 3-1.
The rest of the world doesn't think that it's their problem. So of course, illusion magic has made it seem like the tree ain't there.
So could this be a fake tree?
I don't think the tree itself is fake. What I do think is fake is the image of the forest from the outside. The reason why it wasn't on the map was probably because it's completely masked. Any from overhead outside the forest's boundaries probably wouldn't see it. So naturally, it's not a landmark on that map the hunter so generously gave us in exchange for a drink of water.
Brooke's gonna look very confused. She doesn't quite understand the magic stuff. So she's gonna touch the tree to see if it's real.
All right. You walk towards the tree and you touch it, and you suddenly hear a voice beside you say, "Do not touch."
I slowly back away from the tree. And I'm like, did anyone else just hear a voice?
Everyone heard it.
I'm like asking them if they heard the voice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, well, I was just clarifying.
Oh, okay.
to the
So
other
yeah.
players that They also heard it. Yeah.
Well, I might have heard something. I turn to Laura. It's a tree. And just smile. With my wisdom score of 6, I definitely think it's just a tree.
Did the tree just talk?
Oh, there's spells that can put mouths on things that talk, so it could be just a recording. After all, Magic Morph is an illusion spell.
Does someone else want to touch the tree? I'm not. Anyone else?
Do not do that.
Okay. Alora, do you have anything in your arrows that can see if this tree is real? Should we shoot it?
I advise you against.
Just to clarify, are you mysterious voice, the voice of the tree, or of another creature who is having a jest at our expense, or perhaps a guardian of the tree, or someone we could possibly market potions to? After all, you never know when it'll come in handy.
You could say I am a guardian.
Okay, Alora, don't shoot the tree. Don't shoot the tree.
Ramen's ready.
Hold it off for a second. When you say you're a guardian, do you do the bidding of the gods?
I do the bidding of the tree.
Okay.
I take care of the tree. The tree takes care of me.
Is this?
Where are you? I'd much rather have a face-to-face conversation.
Well, that would be difficult, seeing as I have no face.
Face-to-bark conversation, perhaps? Are you one of them invisible fellas?
You suddenly see, right next to you, you see a bush just move around a bit. And then you see the roots just get out of the ground. And it walks up to you.
Yeah, what you do.
And the little bush just faces you. At least you guess it faces you. And it says, you see. And you see a few of the branches move. No face.
Do you at least have a name?
We are not given names. We are granted life, but not names.
Okay. Bush it is then. Is this known as? Are we at the wishing tree? Is this why you're? Is this what you're guarding?
I do not know the name of this tree. All I know is I must protect the tree.
Okay, so so we can't take some of the bark off the tree then.
I'd prefer it if you wouldn't.
Okay.
Not
Me
even
and
if, not even if the removal of the bark was necessary. After all, we don't want the tree to get damaged by any diseases or rot. And of course, you would be aware, being the creature of the forest yourself, that every so often you need to cut down a few bits of growth so that other trees may flourish. After all, you don't want to be selfish, do you?
I do not want to be selfish, but this tree can be. This tree has been here for many, many times. This tree has been here longer than you have. Therefore, it has the right to be here.
Ah, but now we're getting into something very different. See, land ownership is something very difficult, and property law is, whilst not my specialty, something we are taught back home. My son Verdiadi once had to do a course on it for his schooling. He paid a pretty penny for it, me and my wife did.
Okay,
However, I would argue that the tree may be old, yes, it may have outlived my 186 winters that I have spent on this fair planet, but I would say that it has just as much right to be here as any other of these trees do. Any tree in this forest has as much right to presence here as that tree right behind you there.
You see the
That's right.
the little bush just like, you see him like bow down a little bit, like he's thinking and thinking.
Because Alice is streaming. So
I do not care about your human laws,
So just buy.
for this tree
Yeah, just buy another ghost.
has transcended human meaning.
Well, that's a good job I'm a dwarf. You see, it is not human law I'm talking about. It is natural law. The objective natural law laid down by the divines. You must understand, I'm not talking for self-interest here, but I am merely talking for the interest of the rest of the forest. You say this tree has transcended. Well, what right does it have to bar the other trees in the forest from transcendence? Why not create calling for the rest of your folk? Why not create more of your folk to guard more of the trees? I say, what place do you have to say, no, I think all of the rest of these trees should suffer in the mire of ignorance, in the abyss of despondency? For they are not granted the knowledge, the transcendence that that tree behind you has. I grant you may be created by the tree. However,
What's it?
is it your place to say, no, no, I don't want any of these other organisms, this living, breathing ecosystem. I don't want any of it to flourish, only this one single tree.
That tree does not only care about itself. That tree cares about us. And you see like a small branch going around. About us all. It allows us to grow. It allows us to have a conscience. It allows us many things. For without this tree, what would I be? But another shrub.
Perhaps you would be but a shrub. Perhaps. But the tree giveth, but you must think the tree taketh away the potential that is held within every seed, every branch, to become another of your brethren, to become another of these transcended organisms.
Come on, this game.
Why should there not be two trees as large as that one? Nay, three, nay, four. There's plenty of sunlight, there's plenty of water, and there's plenty of forestry around. Do you believe, truly, that the other trees do not deserve the same gifts that you have been given?
But,
Tell me,
but I don't.
would the tree want
It's
you
difficult because I haven't
to
got
use
practice.
your
I haven't
gift
played since Act 1.
to be so persecutive of any of all of these trees?
While all this is happening, Brooke's just going to sit down and pull out her flask and have a drink. She's getting a bit bored with the conversation.
Oh, what is it?
The shrub thinks for a little bit.
That sucks.
The tree does not stop
Really?
other trees from growing big. The tree gives life to everyone here. If you take the tree away,
Could be behind you, Gecko.
if you damage the tree, that could damage us.
Yeah, one I would.
For we are an ecosystem. From the small bugs that live here, to the plants, to the tree. We all live in harmony. If you would harm any of us, we would lash out. We would make sure we will not be disrupted.
Wait, what? Oh, it's a raider.
So Banksy takes a step back and thinks. Then what?
150.
If we were to want to make another tree, like this one, another grand oak, elm, or yew, to grow in our own forests back home, to give us the same gifts which you have been bestowed. Harmony, life, fruit, untold. Could we not just take a small limb from this vast canopy to replant elsewhere? Would that not be a gift itself? The gift of hope.
You see it again
Oh, well,
think for a little bit. And
Blinded. Dead.
you see it kind of turn to the tree.
I killed him.
And it shakes its leaves a bit. Can't really hear what they're saying. You hear the big tree. You hear the moving of the tree.
Mike, try not to aim
And
in as well.
suddenly an acorn lands right on one of the leaves of the small shrub, and it extends the shrubs towards you. If you really want this tree in your area, you must plant this.
You know, that's a very generous gift. I think I'll cut me losses and take that. And I take the acorn. With detect magic active, does it seem magical in nature?
No, it doesn't. It seems like it is definitely a bigger acorn than normally, but it in the end it's just an acorn.
Brook's gonna get up and just sort of push Banky back a bit and be like, "Thank you, tree. Thank you, guardians. Thank you for your time. It's getting pretty late. I think maybe we should take your gift generously. Thank you, and head back to our camp. Don't you think we should head back, Alora, before it gets too dark? I think you know we're very grateful for your gift of your acorn."
That's Spike.
The shrub that just puts the little feet back into the ground and settles there. And doesn't say anything.
I was like, why am I hearing the...
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sort of start walking back, and yeah, Ace is gonna start walking back as well, and sort of just try and sort of keep pushing Banksy back as well to try and leave the area.
As this is happening, Banksy is offering very little resistance, if any, as Cranberry has also grown tired of his finagling, but throughout the whole thing, he's just saying, I bet I could have, argued it down to like a twig, maybe.
Look, we got an acorn. I think we should cut our losses and just head back to camp. We're clearly not going to get any wishing bark today. And then, yeah, I'm going to start walking back the way we came.
They were just shrubs. Oh.
But they were working for nature. They're an ecosystem. I don't want to kill a bush. It could talk. It has a soul.
Okay, I keep forgetting I will push to talk. You're getting
I grant you, nature's all lovely and that, but, do you know what else can talk? Insurance salesmen, and they're a plague. So can tax inspectors, and they're worse.
I'm with Alora on this one. Nature is good. I think we should just take the acorn and go back to camp and rethink what we're gonna do.
Very well. Though, I'm telling you, that bark would have made us a bomb.
It could have been the wrong tree. We don't know.
I feel from the evidence we've been given that it was the right tree, and my heart and wallet weeps. But hey, at least we got the acorn. True, you are right, Alora. And in a couple of centuries, I'll still be alive. I hope. And, we might have a tree.
Does the book have any water that magical growth? Can we find like a youth fountain or something?
That actually might be a good idea.
You search around in the book for a little bit, and it's mostly herbs.
All that lined up perfectly.
99% of it is herbs, but there is some special types of water. But it's mostly I believe the word is consecrated water, where the gods have blessed the water.
Right click on a gun.
Okay.
Brook, you're religious, you could make that.
I could pray on water and get my goddess to bless it, but it doesn't mean my goddess is more for healing than growing. Let me check.
Tomato, potato.
Let me check my scriptures, if I have it. Let me check. I don't think I can do that. Sickness, madness, comfort, healing. No.
As you are talking, it is getting pretty late in the night.
I think we should just hurry on back to camp and set up watch for the night. Keeping special eye on the acorn. You never know, the bush might come back to take it.
Better bloody not. I bartered hard for that.
There's still like a...
I know it's just a larger than average acorn, but it's my larger than average. Our larger than average acorn.
So Brook will offer to take watch again during the night. If anyone else wants to take watch after.
Yeah.
I'll come in A. I'll give it another mid.
Hesitantly volunteer. Do you want to go? Do you want to go first, Aurora, this time? Seeing as every time you go watch second, you seem to come across monsters and wolves. If you'd like to take first watch, I'll take the second one this time.
I'll leave Cranberry with them as I get one of the bottles. I'll get one of my bottles. I'll fill it with soil, put the acorn in it, and water it. You know?
Right.
I'm gonna plant this so hard, it'll grow me money.
Okay,
And just in case, I don't think it will work because it's not what my goddess does. But I'll take the soil, the watered soil, and bless the water, praying to my goddess to keep the acorn safe and
400.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
See if it grows faster, I guess. And then I'll head to sleep because Ace is gonna take first watch.
All right. Thank you. push the acorn into the soil.
That's Omen. That's Omen's ability.
And as you do that, a small sprout immediately pops up.
Behind.
I don't think they're meant to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe this...
That's the Omen.
Either this is a magical acorn or my goddess is watching over us. It's a sign, definitely.
I think I'm going to need a bigger pot.
I don't think so.
Brook just laughs and then heads into her camp bed and just sleeps.
I assume Banksy does so as well.
That he do.
You're actually a pretty good guy.
He leaves Cranberry out because, as a familiar, he doesn't need all of the things that a regular animal does.
Yeah.
So he will offer help to those on watch by being an owl and adorable.
All right. The first watch is for Alora. Can you please roll a perception check?
One more. Aye.
Very nice. All right. It is a slow night. It's pretty boring just sitting there and watching out all the time. So you get kind of distracted. But overall, you don't spot anything. It seems to be a nice, quiet night. And your shift goes over easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, so when her shift's done, I'll take over. I'll get up and take over.
okay, it's rain thingy, so
Do you want me to roll perception as well?
Yes, please.
that's off then.
Oh no. 5.
All right. You look around for a little
Oh,
bit.
no.
You think, like, I can barely see in this. You have no dark vision. I mean, you have a torch or a campfire even, but
I hate this strap.
that light only goes so far.
It's so annoying to deal with.
So you don't really spot anything during the night. And it seems to be pretty safe.
Okay.
This man's
I will try and maybe get up and sort of look in
back on.
past the bushes and then sit back down. And then just wait and listen, see if anything happens.
Left.
Yeah, you listen for a little bit, but it seems safe for now.
Okay, I just sit and wait till morning,
Mike has it on the old mini map.
and then what I'll do is when it starts getting lighter, I'll just practice my water magics with my flask that's full of river water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just wait for someone to wake up.
And so they do.
Going back up, don't worry.
Some in the morning bright and early. Some may sleep out a little bit.
Hold it.
Banksy Blaine belongs to the latter.
Ran might be CT.
He sleeps in a little bit and is only awoken when Cranberry lands on his head and starts rapping on him with his beak. Oh, quit it!
Oh,
Oh,
heaven.
I was having a wonderful dream, or I was inside. Oh, Banksy checks that he's got all of his limbs still, and then opens his book of spells, getting ready to prepare it. As he presses up a cup of tea, and just drinks it as best he can, being half asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, with everyone sort of distracted, I think I'm going to go and check the acorn. See if it's done anything.
Yes, you check the acorn, and it has gone from a little sprout that has been sticking out to a decent-sized sprout.
So I'm going to sort of start shaking Alora and be like, Alora, look at look, it's growing, and wake her up.
Killed them, by the way.
And then I'm probably shouting pretty loudly, so Banksy could probably hear me inside the tent.
Banksy stands and walks over and looks at the acorn. Oh, so it is! See, I was right to get us that acorn.
I'm pretty sure he just gave it to us so you would stop talking, but if that's how you want to take it.
A win is a win.
What should we do now? Now it's growing, should we take it back to town and plant it, or
I feel like we should find a bigger pot first. It'll outgrow the bottle soon.
what is in my equipment?
Dirty.
Yeah, we probably should, yeah.
The general goods store back at town did say it was mostly for farmers. It might have something there. Like fertilizer and that.
It did take us 3 days to get here. Should we explore the forest a bit more before heading back? In case there's some more ingredients that we can sell?
Clever idea. You're an up-and-comer in business, you are. Right, so... I'll look through the books, see what there might be around here.
Yeah, flashing your left. That's a flash.
Alright. Yeah, you look through the book a bit. You search for things that might be in a dense forest. You do see that a few items that are generally used for multiple types of potions are to be found here.
You teleported.
Oh, that is true, Laura. You could make a pot with your tools.
That is a good idea.
Is there any ingredients, anything we need to collect to help you create the pot? Seems we're going to be out in the forest anyway.
I mean, we probably need to get her some wood, so...
Yeah.
Might die to that.
Let's go chop a tree down. I don't know. Can we
I
even do
feel
that?
like, based on our previous encounter, chopping down a tree might be unwise. But we could find some driftwood or something. Like, maybe a tree has fallen in the forest, didn't make a sound, and no one knew.
Would I be able to sense, like, where water is? Because we'd probably find, like, loads of driftwood and stuff by, like, a river.
You couldn't really sense where water is.
Okay.
So the idea on this
But
game, if you don't have about
trees
4,000
fall over
okay.
all around the
If
forest
you haven't got about 4k, then I'd say
for various reasons. So you might find one if you just walk around.
Shall we go on a scavenger hunt together, or should we split up and
I'm gonna go ahead.
find things ourselves?
I think it might be wise for us all to go together. After all, we might find more searching in concentrated bursts. Besides, we will need multiple people to carry a
tree.
large bit of wood.
Bye.
I don't want to risk using anything too, Well, my usual wheelhouse is to throw a firebolt at things if things go wrong. And we have a lot of leaf litter around here. And
Oh,
I
I'm
would
outside.
hate to become food for the mushrooms.
Yeah, we don't want to start a forest fire. The bush already doesn't seem to like us. They would not
I
be
don't
too
know why that would
pleased.
be.
I only touched the tree. I didn't do anything. I just touched it. Alora, do you want to pick a direction and we'll start walking? West.
All right. And you go.
Westward we go. Cranberry, you head up, look if there's anything we need. And I send my owl up.
We're gonna start heading west.
Everyone that is looking out for potion ingredients
Heaven.
could make a perception check, please.
Oh no.
I see
I have-
nothing. I have a 2. I saw nothing.
6.
Alora's did
Wow,
12.
13. So you both are looking around and it's like, oh, a squirrel, that's nice. I don't really see them that often. What were we looking for? Oh yeah, we were looking for ingredients. And in the meanwhile, Alora already points towards some mushrooms that are growing at the side of a tree.
Oh, great job, Alora. We could have easily missed that one.
Are you still zooming?
Oh yes, they were tucked away right to the other side and everything.
I'm gonna just go ahead and pull the mushrooms out the ground. Unless Alora wants to do that, I'll put them out the ground
Oh, he ducked. Damn it.
and pop them in my bag.
All right. And you have gathered some plants.
I was just gonna go carry on.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if we're gonna carry on going west or change direction.
Well, we still need to find that tree, so I'd say it's up to the one who is most adept as a tracker to lead us places.
So, Alora, lead the way. Keep going. We'll follow you. And yeah, I'm gonna follow wherever she goes.
I too follow behind.
All right. You continue west.
I'm doing my best to remember the direction we came, so that we know where the camp is.
Yeah. You walk ahead for a little bit, and after a good hour of walking,
Top mid.
you did see some trees that have fallen down while walking around, but most of them were, once you touched them, they were rotten and not very usable. But now you find a tree that is actually usable. It has recently fallen after lightning struck the tree. So it's up for the picking.
Does anyone have anything we can chop the tree a little bit with? Or I have my short sword, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cut through wood with that. Any ideas of how we are going to be able to transport this?
I could summon us an extra pair of hands in the form of my unseen servant, but alas, I've not got much.
Close. Just teleport somewhere.
I guess we're just going to have to pick it up and try and carry it. Like if we all did it together?
Mid. Six.
Some
Yeah.
rope would definitely make it easier to drag around.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they like that. You know.
Whilst they're tying up the tree to
Yeah, do it.
carry it, I'm going to cast Unseen Servant to assist.
All
Yes.
right.
And I ritual cast it, so it takes about 10 minutes, and I just breathe in, breathe out. I hand from thin air. Is this your card? And this small gust of wind appears, and then there's just nothing there other
I'm
than
back right.
2 footprints in the leaf litter.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Do you instruct it to pull at the tree?
I instruct it to basically, assist with pulling. And I'm going to also help.
Yeah, I'm going to help pull it as well.
All right. You start pulling at the tree. It is pretty difficult since it's a large tree and you haven't chopped off the branches, so it has a lot of resistance against the ground. But you continue on a little while, and you do notice that the unseen servant isn't helping that much. It's trying its best, but it's
He's
not very strong.
He's mostly moral support, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I believe it has a strength of 2 or 4 or something like that.
It's 2!
Yeah. So, I mean, it's trying its best, but its best is not good enough.
Could I try to, like, chop
No.
the branches off of, like, with my hands?
With your hands?
Yeah, like the branches that are sticking out, like.
Some of these branches are pretty thin. You could probably chop them off with your hand. But some of these branches are like this thick.
Oh, okay.
If you would hit that with your hand, you would probably hurt yourself.
Okay. I was just thinking of my martial arts skills.
Mhm.
Okay.
I've just had an idea. So I'm going to go to the branches that are really thick, and I'm going to make them damp. With prestidigitation, I'm going to make the branches damp so the wood is wet, so it will be weaker. And I'm going to turn to Brook and I'm going to say, right, I think that if you hit this with your short sword, it wouldn't do much damage to the sword, and it'd probably be able to chop off at least some of the smaller ones.
Okay, and I grab my sword and I try and cut off some of the damp branches.
Mhm.
Oh.
Can you make a strength?
Sorry.
Just roll a d20 at your strength.
8.
All right. You start chopping away, and you remove most of the branches, but there are still some bigger branches which you can't get through.
Are we on a hill? Like at the top of a
It's-
hill, or
No, it's mostly flatlands here.
I could have done like a little waterfall. Okay. I guess we're just gonna have to try and pull it a bit more.
Right. Yeah.
But it's clearly not working.
It's definitely an easier pull this time.
Okay. I sort of turn to the other and go like, maybe we should give it another go now we've got some branches off. See how far we can get.
Good, sure. Right then. I'm gonna get my rope and I'm gonna tie it so now that now there's more stuff to pull it by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you start pulling at it, put some power into it, and it appears to be moving for now.
Oh, we're idiots. We have a horse. What are we doing?
I've been thinking about that like the whole time. Like, they have a horse. What are they doing?
I didn't think about the horse. Why was my first thought the useless unseen servant and not the horse? Oh, for someone with an 18 intelligence character, my intelligence is bad.
Alora, we have a horse. You're right. Alora, do you want to run ahead and grab Brook? This would make it so much easier. You're such a genius, Alora.
Yes, ma'am. I pat the unseen servant on the shoulder. You tried, matey. You tried. I believed in you.
And Brook's just gonna sit and wait for Alora to come back with the horse. She's not gonna pull it anymore. She's had enough.
Alora turns around and starts running towards the camp you've made. But not even 3 steps in, and you suddenly hear a...
Don't become a bee.
And before you, out of the woods, comes walking this ginormous boar. Oh, it's like a normal boar is pretty big, but this one is almost your size. And it just stands right in front of you. And
Does it look like it's gonna hurt us? Well, I'm gonna run back and get the others.
alright, as soon as you run back, it will go for you. So can you all please roll initiative?
Yay!
Oh no.
What is with me? I can't roll dice. I'm a 6. Oh wait, is there a plus something to initiative, isn't there?
The dexterity.
Dexterity. Oh, 6, 7, 8, 11! I put everything in dexterity.
15.
I'm still last.
The question is not what we got. It is what the boar got.
Very true. Alright.
Hang on a second. Cranberry. 12.
What's it called? Familiars always go on the summoner's turn.
Gotcha. I just need to... It's because in other games I've had DMs roll for familiar.
Oh, yeah, I believe it's like familiars, like with the find familiar spell. They go on your turn, but like any other animal, you have to roll for them.
Find familiar spell. It has its own initiative, but it can't attack. It can only do the dodge thing.
That was the one.
All of them things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Cranberry gets like a 12.
All right.
Still higher than me. By 1.
Boar.
I would like to point out that in a decade of playing this game, this is the first time that I have rolled higher than a familiar I have in initiative.
Nice. Let's see here. There we go. All right. 12, right? For the owl? Cranberry? Yeah. Okay. Then the first one up is the boar.
No!
Oh no.
A stuck.
And the boar sees something running away. And it will charge at you. Just full on speed ahead, running towards you. And it will try to strike at Alora with a 15 to hit. Does that hit?
Right, are we all back?
Your AC is 19.
Your armor class.
Your armor class. I need your armor
in the
class right now.
Done.
13. So it does hit.
Are we all ready?
And it will do... Um, 6 damage to you as it just rushes forward and puts all its momentum in this big hole with its tusk. All right. Then next up is Alora. So what do you want to do? Hit it with a short sword. All right. Roll a d20 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency modifier, which is 2. $17. That definitely hits.
Yay!
So the damage should be 1d6 plus your dexterity. Short sword is 1d6, right? Always confuse them. Yeah, 1d6. Very nice. All right. You deal 9 damage. All right. Next up is Banksy.
Right.
You do not know how much HP it does have left.
How wounded does it look?
It has only 1 sword slash, and it doesn't seem to be a major wound or anything.
Gotcha. Right. So, I am going to... I'm going to see that Alora is quite wounded, and I'm just going to get out of my component pouch a handful of Parma violets, bite down hard on them, and cast sleep right behind the boar, so the area of effect will not hit Alora, but will hit the boar instead.
Alrighty. Can you roll for the HP?
It's fine, it'll come down. Just chill.
Big math times.
Yeah, I'm a philosophy major. I didn't do this for the maths. That's 27. 27.
Alright. You see the spell take effect. You see it wobble on his legs a little bit. But it seems to steal its determination.
One more sight.
And it keeps standing.
Oh,
Barely, I might add.
good boy. And Banksy is just going to then use his bonus action to command the unseen servant to do the long march
Me.
and walk between Alora and the boar.
Alright.
And he's just gonna stand in front of Alora, and he's got the express order to be between the boar and Alora. And being invisible, hopefully the boar will hit him instead.
Well, the little servant can only walk 15 feet.
Then he is going
Yeah,
to
so you
walk
probably
in
should have a
front
Spectra and a heavy shield.
of me.
Alright. He's just like waddles forward and stands there.
I pat him on the shoulder. Don't worry. Close your eyes and think of Gauntlegrim.
Alright.
Hang on.
Next up is the owl.
I'm too blind.
Cranberry is going to fly overhead, and he's just going to. I'm going to say he's going to look around for any other wildlife that might be coming in. So we need to make a decision whether we run or stay and fight this thing.
Alright. Raw perception.
Dirty 20.
Alright. The owl looks around for a little bit, but there doesn't seem to be any other wildlife around. I mean, there are some squirrels and stuff, but not any big wildlife.
Okay, so Banksy is going to, as his free action, to talk.
Yeah.
Just. All right, there seems to be nothing around. Give it your all. And that's my turn.
Alright. Then it's finally Brook's turn.
So I can do martial arts, and with that I get a bonus unarmed strike. So I get to do 2 attacks. So I'm just gonna do a roundhouse kick to its face, and then punch it in the face. Try and like knock it over.
Yeah, you can definitely try.
So D20. No, I got a 1.
You seem to be having the worst luck. This is just... Yeah.
Do I add anything to my 1? Will that make a difference? It won't, because it's a natural 1, won't it?
Yeah, it's a natural 1. So you try to roundhouse kick at the boar, and you just impact, and immediately you feel a sharp pain going through your leg, like, oh, that was not good. That was like almost you broke something.
No.
Even though it wasn't him, Banksy just sees this, hears this, and goes, "Oh, oh my, that's good attempt, good job."
But you can still try the other attack.
So yeah, I'm gonna kick and I'll stumble and then I'll just go for like a under the jaw uppercut. Is that? Please be good. Oh, a 9. And then I add something to that, don't I? With an armor strike, you can use dexterity instead of strength.
So dexterity plus your proficiency modifier.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16!
Very nice. That definitely hits. Now
Yay!
you can roll your damage.
1, 6. Is it a d6 or is it d8?
And then add your dexterity modifier.
My dexterity modifier, which one's that? So 6 and then 7, 8, 9, 10.
Very nice.
I did something.
Bye.
Next up, we start the round all over again, and it's the boar's turn. The boar has just been punched in the face. Doesn't feel good about that at all.
Oh no, I'm standing in front of it.
Tries to lash out at you. With a 13 to hit.
Oh, my armor class is 13.
Alright, so if the armor class and the 2 hits are the same, it hits.
Oh, okay.
But how is your armor class 13?
My foot, I'm so bad.
It should be your dexterity plus your wisdom. 10 plus dexterity plus wisdom.
So my
Only your dexterity is already.
So my dexterity is 4.
Mm-hmm.
My wisdom is 1.
Yeah, so it should be 15.
Oh,
So it doesn't hit.
I might not have changed it. Let me.
Don't worry. So it tries to haul its tusk at you, and you just jump out of the way. And then it's up to Alora.
Gosh, there.
Right now you are in melee combat with the boar. So if you try to shoot an arrow, you might shoot at disadvantage.
Ah, I'll grab sticks as well.
Sporting it again. Alright. You can go ahead.
Don't like sell sticks.
A d20, 20-sided dice, plus your dexterity, plus your proficiency modifier, which is 2.
One minute.
20.
1 minute.
Natural, or did you add everything up to come to a 20? Add up.
Line.
Alright. That definitely hits. You can roll the d6 plus your dexterity for damage.
Visual time, right? One spawn. Backside. Backside. Another CT. Gone hooker.
8. Very nice. It is beginning to look pretty rough. Alright. Then it's the Grand Wizard.
Hardly grand, my only spell has failed so far. So, rooting around in his component pouch, Banksy will just pick out a cinnamon candy, pop it in his mouth, and chewing slightly, Burning Firefly. Bite him deep and shoot a firebolt
All right.
at the ball. Let's see if he. Natural
Ooh.
20. Natural 20.
Nice. Double the dice, so that's 2d10. Max damage?
2!
Oh. I was like, oh, he's looking kind of excited. It might be good. All right.
It might as well have been an actual firefly at this point.
Yeah. All right, you tried your best. Is that all?
And I'm just going to hide behind my quarterstaff and try to hide the embarrassment on my face.
Last is
That's
on
very fair.
And repeat the order for the unseen servant to guard me. Go on, Gong, you're doing great. And that's my turn.
All right.
And for Cranberry's turn, he's going to keep flying overhead.
All right. Then it's up to Brook again.
How's it looking?
It is looking pretty rough. Like, it's had a good hit to the face. 2 times the sword has been slashed into it, and like a few hairs have been burned off. So.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. We're gonna go for the kick punch combo again.
All right.
And I'm gonna save my magic for later. Oh, 16.
Very nice. That definitely hits.
So that's a D8. That one. Wait, no, that one. 6, and then 7, 8, 10 for the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kick. So I'm going for roundhouse around the front, and then I'm going to go for another uppercut punch. 14.
That's fine. I'll like.
That also hits.
Yeah, I'm doing something. Oh. 5.
Yeah, that'll do. Okay, too late. I had to buy that.
And as you land that uppercut, you see the head just snap backwards in an unnatural manner.
Close.
And it
Yeah,
seems to
maybe
fall
underneath.
to the ground and not move anymore.
Brooke's going to get up and start dancing because she's never taken down an animal before. And she knows she can win in a fist fight. And then, I don't know. Buy some for dinner, anyone?
Somehow, I have slightly lost my appetite. As Banksy will just take out the cinnamon candy and throw it to the side. But he'll pat the unseen servant on the back for, doing its best. The only question is, you see, how do we get it back?
Oh, it's quite big, isn't it?
It is quite big and quite hefty.
Can't read.
Well, maybe we should just leave it for the forest animals then, and just get Bex and take our tree back to our camp.
I mean, we might as well get some small trophy of it. Right. Here's what I suggest. Alora, you should rest a while. I think we should all have a little short rest whilst we carve out the boar.
Brooke will get out her short sword and start hacking at the beast. She don't know what she's doing, but she's chopping off some limbs.
All right.
You can shoot through it. Thank you for the free.
You start hacking at the beast.
That's fine.
It has quite a lot of meat.
Behind. Elbow.
Good.
So it just depends on how much you want to take with you.
I got it.
I don't know, just enough for us to have for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
There.
And then what I might do as well, can I cut off one of its tusks? Are they big?
Definitely.
I just think about how maybe having a trophy or something, just keep in my bag, a tusk.
You cut around the tusk into the tooth flesh and pull out the tusk. It is a pretty hefty tusk.
I'll tell it that way. No.
Okay. I'll hand Banksy the meat, and he can carry the meat, and I'll carry the tusk.
I take the meat and I look at the unseen servant, which is quite difficult being as he's unseen, and then shake my head and carry the meat myself.
All right.
I do recommend we actually take a short rest due to the fact that our poor ranger is on like 5 HP.
Maybe we can
Plus-
just cook the meat here.
I mean, yeah.
We just do it together. God,
After all, I have firebolt, so I can probably make a small campfire without having to worry too much.
And
Definitely.
well, it says I have a mess kit. I don't know if I do, but it says I have a mess kit. So that's like cooking stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll take a short rest here.
Prestidigitation also starts small fires. Yeah.
I'll go with prestidigitation over, actually throwing fire. I think we should stick by the tree whilst we have lunch, just so you can get back some HP, and then we can grab Bex and bring the tree back.
I agree. I think we should stop, eat, and rest here, and then carry on.
I give the unseen servant the task of clearing away the leaf litter so that it doesn't set the forest on fire, because that seems something he's up to. And I give him lots of positive reinforcement. You're doing grand. You're doing great. Whilst I set the fire and start cooking the boar meat.
Mm-hmm.
My wife Scartha, she really liked it when I brought back some pork. Oh, she could do a marinade with it. That was heavenly. Pity we don't get that no more. See, back home we had an alchemist's cook stove. It was very very precise. We inherited it from my father, but of course, he didn't have the potion shop long before things went down. Regardless, boar meat. Hopefully not too gamey.
We wouldn't usually get anything like this at the temple. It's usually what we could grow and catch ourselves. If we were lucky, a villager may come along with some extra food for us, but usually it's what we could have grown there. So mainly vegetables and fruits, some fish from the lake, but that was about it. It's nice to have something a bit different.
Well, I'm not as good a cook as my wife was, but we'll be having good eating from now on. None of this
He's on side.
rabbit food diet. No. What we need to do is risk our lives and limbs for a couple of mouthfuls of pig each.
As you look at the acorn, it is beginning to thicken up the stem. It's definitely growing at a very fast pace.
I get a bit of the boar's blood
Yeah, wait.
and I put it on the acorn. See if fertilizer helps.
All right.
I'll check back in a while. And I turn back to cooking.
I don't know. I guess I'm just looking at the acorn and just waiting for food and thinking about what we could do with the acorn.
All right.
Oh.
You'll all have a short rest. So, when you finish a short rest, you can roll one of your hit dice, which is also the hit dice that decides how much HP you have, and regain that much health.
It's last round, guys. So
I'm going to use my arcane recovery for the day to get back that one spell slot I used.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. I don't need to do anything. Luckily.
So for a ranger, it's a D8 plus your Constitution modifier.
I think that's sight stakes.
But yes, not as good as my wife's food, but I made an attempt. I should probably get some cook supplies if I want to make fancier stuff. And I hand you out the cooked boar. I've put a little garnish on it as well. It's a leaf.
Brook thanks for the meal. She thanks for it and does a quick pray before eating, and then eats the boar.
All right, you all have a nice bit of food.
Cranberry gets fed too. He gets a bit of the raw boar meat because, you know, I feel like cooked meat wouldn't do so well with him.
Mm-hmm.
Eat your fill, buddy. It might be a while before we get back to camp.
All right. You all eat your fill. You all have a full stomach. It is nice meat, but it is very gamey. So you can do anything now. Do you want to go back to the camp and grab the horse?
Yeah. Should all of us go back or just a few?
104 mid.
If not, I'll happily run back on my own.
Yeah, I mean, there's also safety in numbers always.
It's only a tree. It's not like someone's going to come and take it, right? Maybe two, yeah. Alora, why don't you and I? Well, we can head back and get it. Banksy, you've got Cranberry.
That I do. Though, I might advise we all go, actually. Because that is the corpse of an animal. And in the forest, decay is an extant form of life. Can't kill it in a way that matters. And it'll certainly keep on coming. I'd say that we've got a few... we've got most an hour before any forest predators get a little bit peckish. And I'd rather they took the boar than decide to come for less than sloppy seconds.
Brook nods and then starts walking back to camp, and I'll take the lead.
All right.
I'll bring up the rear this time, so that if we get attacked, Alora's already injured, so I don't want to risk that. I'm a capitalist, I'm not heartless.
Very important distinction. Alright, you all head back to the camp. It seems pretty safe as you travel back. And you go grab the horse.
Oh, that makes sense. I've been reading the wrong one. Ugh. Sorry, I've been reading my old sheet. I opened up the wrong one.
I'm actually
Make sure I've got this one open. Sorry.
I can actually hit shot.
Yeah. So, Alora, you seem to have a good way with animals. Do you want to grab Bex? I'm just gonna wait for her to come back and check on the acorn again while we wait.
Was like here.
Did the blood do anything to it?
So far you don't really see any difference. But then again, it has only been a few minutes. It hasn't been that long since you poured the blood over it.
Okay.
Alright. You all head back to the tree. I assume you just tie the tree to the horse and start commanding it to pull it away?
Yeah.
And the horse will do so. Not easily,
Yeah.
but with way more ease than you all.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you will all return to camp safely again. With the tree in tow this time.
So how are we going to actually chop this up when we get back to camp? Anyone thought of any ideas? Or Alora, do you have the right tools to make
110
to
moment.
take what you need from the tree? Anyone got any ideas? How much of the tree do you need to make this pot? But you'll need your help. Okay. Well, I have my short sword. I can make water, if that helps. I've got some darts, but I don't think we need to be playing darts with the tree. We'll definitely accidentally hit someone.
I suppose we could try to make a hole somewhere along the base of the tree and sort of lever it open a bit, maybe? I don't know, I'm not a woodsman. I'm not a doctor either, but you know, principle still stands.
Do you think you could firebolt the tree to make like a small hole?
I feel like firebolt would be a large burn. I could probably chop the majority of it off.
Not sure.
You could set it on fire. That's the small problem.
Oh,
there.
what, like pig?
Only minor though.
for 40 was literally
Worth a try.
Mhm.
I think Alora's right. Maybe we should, because if you set it on fire, I could just, blast some water onto it.
True, and burnt wood might be a little easier. Should be worth a shot then.
Oh, yeah.
I get another cinnamon candy out of my component pouch, bite down on it,
Yeah, go through.
firefly stinger, and throw a firebolt at the tree.
All right.
See if I could set it aflame.
You throw a firebolt at the tree,
Hold it, one of you.
and since
There you
it
go.
has been
Let's go. Stick it.
laying there for a little bit, it is no longer a
Yeah, nice.
living tree, so it's pretty dry.
Mm-hmm.
And you strike the tree, and you see a small embers form. It slowly catches on fire.
And then I will create water and blast water at the tree to weaken it, so then we can start chopping it. So yeah, that's a cantrip, so I can only do that once per long rest.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll create some water and blast it to take out the fire.
That's their roll.
I'm just gonna... Wait, do I have my crowbar? I'm just gonna get my crowbar, and I am going to... wait,
Lamps.
that would do nothing.
Yeah, that was the TP.
It's not got an edge.
Well, I've weakened it, so I will then grab my short sword and see if I can chop into it.
Yeah. Toilets.
You start chopping into it,
Okay.
and you're definitely
Wild
getting
swinging
somewhere, but
around.
it's a lot of work
One
to
aim.
chop out a part big enough to plant the tree in. So this will take you a while.
Okay. Brook will keep going until the job's done.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna.
Ace will assist. All right.
If
So,
you're too close to him,
after
might they
about
see you?
2 hours, we'll say, you have chopped off enough wood for
Just eco one.
Alora to work with. Seems to be in a good state. So you can definitely start working on your ball pot, whatever you want to make.
Whilst they're doing that, I'm going to use Presti to extinguish the rest of the small fires around the tree so that we don't accidentally start a forest fire. If we start a forest fire, we'll want to do it on purpose.
Exactly.
Sounds like you want to burn the bush guy.
He does deserve it a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna just keep packing until we're done, and then hand the piece over to Alora so she can build her pot, and then I'm just gonna sort of take a rest. I'm gonna sit down for a bit because that's 2 hours of long work, and while I'm sitting, I'm gonna maybe just sort of look at the acorn and maybe water it a little bit, because obviously I've got water in my skins, so I'm going to add some more water to it and then bless it again.
All right. Pot. Okay. So you water the tree, you watch it for a little bit, and you can, now that you're really looking at it and paying attention to it,
I think
like
they're
in
crossed up.
front of your eyes, it seems to grow a little bit every time.
Oh, 6.
Every time we look at it, it grows.
Yeah, while you're looking at it, it seems to grow a little bit at a time.
He's already
Okay.
done it.
I sort of gesture over to Banksy and be like, I just prayed on it again and it started growing again. What do you think?
Maybe it's a religious tree. Well, the tree in the center of the forest is quite big, so wait. Possibly it's afflicted by some kind of
Okay.
druidic magic, or it was
Well,
spawned as some kind of
I'm
magical
blinded.
seed that will grow to the size of the tree. And well, let me do my
Oh, what was
calculations. It's this big now. It usually takes a day. A fraction of the time it would take to get a tree as big as the one in the center of the forest.
I'm literally 2 HP.
I think that tree species
Might
might
go
be
too
something a little special.
Is there any kind of like investigation we can do onto it to learn more about
One is
the
bullets.
the sprout, the acorn, or?
You can try a history check,
Attack for 74.
Okay.
but this will be a pretty difficult one.
Okay. And that's 20, isn't it? Let me make sure I'm looking at the right sheet, which is on here. History is +1. 20. And not natural 20. The other one.
19 plus 1.
5,
Yeah.
see?
You start recalling all your
Yeah,
teachings
this is
in the
nice.
temple,
Yeah.
and after a little while of thinking, you realize like
Beat you.
There- was some texts about trees that
Also made 3.
might eventually turn into tree ants, and that they seem to be protected by other trees and by the nature around them. And those are always very big trees.
I relay this information to Banksy, telling him about the tree and how big they grow and how they protect nature. I think we're gonna have to plant this maybe in the forest here, or a big open space back at the outpost. I don't know how we're going to. We can't keep carrying this around. It's going to grow very big, and where it grows, nature will grow.
So where it will grow, nature will blossom and become bountiful, you might say. Banksy has a horrible look in his eyes, as if he is just had an excellent idea, but it's an idea he considers excellent. Why don't we find somewhere that is somewhat secluded to plant this tree? After all, we want to keep it safe, so it's got to be somewhere that isn't very often visited. And if nature will blossom around it, we could always plant some of the herbs that we found.
I should have called I did that.
Create a small farm for them. And we could always do it somewhere where these herbs wouldn't be found, say.
Well, they left or right.
So that we could then have a lot of money from the local alchemists.
Actually, I don't know where he's gone.
Maybe?
Sounds like you're wanting to buy a plot of land and barricade the tree in and sell what grows around the tree.
Well, step one wouldn't be buy a plot of land.
Boy, it's empty.
After all, there's plenty of land around here that isn't owned, so we could
No,
just
exactly, step 4.
stake a claim.
About
And
exactly where it's gonna
I wouldn't be barricading it in. No, I'd be encouraging it to spread as far and wide as possible,
Oh.
so that it would
You're making
then
good sound.
be able to be farmed as much as possible. Could build a little community around it. It'd be grand. It'd be grand.
Alora, what is your opinion on this? I really don't think we should be selling the nature and, you know, the poor townspeople.
Trespassing is just, like visiting friends you haven't met yet and perhaps don't wish to.
She is right. You say so. She is right, though. If we are trespassing, you'll have to give them money. What if they want you to give them some of your earnings for it being on their land?
At this, Banksy goes deathly pale, even more so than usual. Ugh. Oh, that's no fun. Renting's no fun unless you're the landlord. Right. As loath as I am to admit it, we may not be able to exactly farm this tree for the lucrative, I say, bounty that it may provide. But I don't think that we should put it near the town. No, I very much don't think that. Because if there aren't any good-hearted souls like myself there to prevent its exploitation, seeing as I can't exploit it anyway, there might be someone else who is less forgiving. You make a good point, Alora. A good point indeed. No, we're talking.
Are you trying to suggest that
Nay on me.
the talking bushwood would then work for us? Is that what you're trying to now say, Alora?
Me.
Maybe.
Alora does have a point there, because the big tree did create the little talking bush fellow. All we need to do is get our tree to a size where it could do the same. And then we could have a few tree people, which might come in handy. Like I said, very handy.
Baby.
After all, I've got a few friends, you could say, back at home that could do with a few lessons being taught to them by lessons about nature, lessons about nature by nature.
But we've gone from talking about creating a farm to now creating an army.
They're not so different.
It's not morally correct, guys. We can't do that.
What is morally correct, really? After all, what's the difference between me selling a potion to someone that is just water and that it's still working, and me selling them a functional potion? Sure, it'll take a few days less to work, but in reality, the principle is the same. What's the difference between making an army and making a field filled with creatures which are ready to do our whims? Nothing much is different there, after all. Alora's right. It's not immoral if no one knows about it.
Well, why don't we first think about where we're going to plant the tree before we start thinking about farms and armies, and we need to find somewhere proper for it first.
Alora is right. You may have made a point about the trespassing. Like I said, being a landlord is no fun unless you own the land. After all, my old landlords have been very happy when I gave them money, and I see why. But yes, Alora, you're right.
That's fine.
The map the hunter gave us. I put the map out on the cart so everyone can see it. We just need to find somewhere where the tree will grow, the soil is fertile,
What? Oh.
but also that it won't be that bothered. And somewhere that will be dirt cheap to buy.
They know I'm here.
Well, if you're going to talk about growing things, you need to have a good water source, a good open area, enough sky and light. Is there anything like that on the map?
We could look close to the river.
You look around for a little bit on the map,
Excuse me?
and there seems to be one spot where you can plant this acorn, and it would be pretty secure, it's a decent chunk away from the town, so it wouldn't be too expensive.
Right. So, in order to purchase a plot of land like that one, we're probably going to need to find a way to get a little bit of money together. Because by my calculations, we don't have 200 gold between us. And something tells me that unless it's haunted and full of ghosts, even then, it would be a bit too rich for our blood.
So it sounds like we need to go back to town and find some kind of job for us to do.
Selling herbs might not get us all the way there, but it's a start. I think it might be worth asking around at the outpost where the nearest city is. If there is any work to be had that'll pay enough for us, it'll be work in that city. As far as I can tell, what we need first is gold. Then we need the ability to purchase and plant the land. So, we need to find out where we can get more gold, we need to find out where we can purchase land from, and we also need to find out how we're going to store a tree.
Well, surely we can just have it on the cart as it grows. We may have to purchase another horse if it gets too big.
Alora's right. Currently, I only have 39 gold. 39 gold for myself and all of me accoutrements.
Well,
Alora has 56.
Well, as we know, I took the discount, so I only have 4 gold.
Yes. So we have collectively 60, 70, 80, 90. We have 99 gold. And the tree ain't one of them. So, by my estimation, we're gonna need more.
When we sell these mushrooms, surely would then be on 100 gold. We're half the way there.
We're half the way to 200, but I doubt a plot of land's gonna cost us 200 gold. What we need is we need a way to make the land profitable while the tree is growing. We need to be able to purchase the land. So for that, we need gold. We need to find someone who's hiring, and I either need to really kick up my game with the placebo potions, or we need to find a paying job.
I would agree.
Perhaps. Stew does sell well. It's the kind of town where they would take anything.
Do you think the cart would get up there to surely we're going to need the cart if we're going to take the rest of the boar.
True, and another problem would be whether the wolves have gotten at it. If you'll recall, there's a pack that's been roaming around.
I would suggest we sleep here tonight and then head off back to town in the morning and see if there are any odd jobs that need doing within town.
I, whilst I may have no common sense, I do have some financial. At the moment, staying out means that we don't have to pay the innkeeper. And that'll do nicely.
Alora, do you agree? Do you think we should stay here tonight, then head back? Yeah. So Banksy, you've not taken a watch yet. Would you like to take a watch tonight?
I shall. I'll take first watch. One of yous can take the second. But being man of the Dwergar persuasion, the darkening night won't present a problem to me.
Who do you want to go, Ace? You or me? I'm happy either way. Okay. I will sleep the whole night then. Yay! Oh wait, no, you need healing though, don't you?
You all still get a long rest.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Okay. Then I will wish everybody a good night and then head into the tent.
All right. Let's see. Can you roll perception for the first watch?
Can both I and actually, can I spend a little while casting alarm around the perimeter of the camp as a ritual? And then I'm going to ask if Cranberry can also do a perception check with me.
Definitely.
So both of us rolled 11 on the dice. Cranberry gets 14, but I, with my mighty -2, get 9.
Nice. All right. It seems to be a very peaceful night. Nothing seems to happen. You see some small animals wander around. Some insects maybe, but nothing that could harm you in any way. All right, for the next watch, could Alora make a perception check? $17, very nice. What is the luck on that? I rolled a 1d100 on my encounter table. I roll it every time. I now twice rolled the same number, which is that chance is pretty damn small. But also your night seems to go by without any hitch. It is a nice peaceful night. And you all wake up in the morning. And you are all healed up. You get your hit dice back. You get your magics back for the casters. And you're all ready to go again.
As soon as Brook gets up, she'll she'll use her rations to start making everyone breakfast. Because she's probably up first. And then while they're eating, she'll start to pack up the camp.
All right. After you have finished eating and cleaning up the camp, you all head on your way back to town.
As we're leaving, Brook just wants to check the acorn to make sure it's still growing when they're out of the woods.
It definitely is.
Okay.
It's still chugging along, slowly getting
You can use breach, right?
a bit thicker and thicker, and
He can flash through walls.
it definitely might become a mighty tree.
Okay.
We need to get that thing planted. Start.
Ace, can you make Bex go any faster? We should probably hurry back to town.
I'd say there's no rush back to town, though. It's a tree. It'll grow. All we need to worry is that it doesn't get too heavy for the hearse.
Like when Rainer throws the orb, you can shoot the orb. But a lot of people just go, wait, what? They try and hide instead.
I guess we're keeping going.
Yeah, Ace is typing, so I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
To finish. Definitely. Alright, you make the 3-day journey. And it all goes by pretty smoothly.
Yay.
In the beginning, you run into nearly no one. But as you get closer to the town, you get to run into some woodcutters that are going from into a forest. Some farmers that are going to the town or coming from the town to sell their stuff.
I suggest
That's about it.
I suggest when we get into town that we go straight to Flump, sell these mushrooms. He seems like he would know anyone looking to hire people.
Aye, being that he was the one that hired us in the first place and set us on this particular journey, I think that's a good shout.
Alright. And as you head into town, we will continue there next time.
Okay.
And you all level up.
Oh.
Hooray! I get more spells.
Okay.
The wizard life.
Oh, so that means I have
Yeah.
to look at whatever Monk 2 is, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll take
Monk 2.
And you can roll your dice for health. If you roll a 1, please re-roll. And if you roll a 1 again, please re-roll again.
What one are we rolling? 6.
A monk should be a D8.
D8.
A ranger as well. And a wizard will be a measly
D6. It used to be a D4.
Oh, yeah, those were the day.
And I struggled then. Do you know in older editions there was a spell that specifically made wet wood dry wood? It was terrible.
So I just rolled an 8.
Very nice.
Does that mean plus 8?
Plus 8, plus your constitution
Wait, so
modifier.
9 plus 8 plus constitution. Make sure I'm looking at the right one this time.
Your
Oh, constitution is 0.
Yeah.
Alright, so you just get 8 HP added to your max HP. 7, very nice.
Oh, 17 health. No, wait. Yeah, 17 health.
I have a mighty 14 health. Because I managed not to roll a 1 this time.
Nice.
So yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. My armor class is actually 18. I was definitely reading the wrong sheet.
Definitely.
Oh, I must remember to send this one to my laptop. Yay! We're all not so squishy.
Yeah.
slightly more abilities.
Oh yeah, I should explain that on this one. There's 3 sides.
Okay. Wizard done.
At level 2, I get to pick my school of wizardry.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good.
I'm thinking conjuration, but I'll mull it over during the week.
I like conjuration a lot.
I'm just, waiting for the high levels where I get stuff like Magnificent Mansion
Snaggy.
and all of that extra dimensional space stuff.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the new Scribes School of Magic?
I am so tempted by the scribe school. I
so
want
cool.
my talking book.
Exactly.
So the fact you
I
wanna
just
play,
love that image so
2A,
much of
1B,
a wizard standing there with an owl and a book, and it's like, yes, it's quite nice. Yes, indeed. And then just talking to the book back and forth, and also to the pets. I love that.
Like, the ability to switch out damage types that you get at later levels is very handy, but the reason I'd play that class is for the flying book.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
And I believe once, if you cast a ritual spell, you can actually just cast it at the normal cast time.
Which would save so much time.
Yeah, that's really good.
Ooh, unarmed movement. That's what I gain.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's that?
Like, the advantage for you playing
the
chess is you could, like, boot, like, you could use your...
Oh yeah, speed increased by 10.
up there.
Mm-hmm. And that goes up as you level.
Okay,
So speed
In
is
the end,
now...
you will get 30 feet of extra movement, which means you're just way too fast.
So does that go to my swimming as well?
Oh, 3 dead, 1 on sea.
Or just to my walking?
Your speed increases. It doesn't say anything about walking or swimming.
Oh, okay. So speed increases by 10. But what's my speed now then?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
What is my speed? That's a good question.
Okay. Right. Through there? Yep, turn right.
It should be 30 feet.
Keep going, and then
Yeah.
forward.
As a normal humanoid.
And then right here.
Alright, so as a ranger, you get a lot of cool stuff.
So there's 1 long.
You get a fighting style, which you can pick. And you get spell casting at 2nd level.
That's fine.
So you get some spells.
You get the fun stuff.
Okay, so basically, on sea, the only 2 ways they can come in is through this alleyway here, or
So your fighting styles you can choose from are archery, which is a +2 bonus to attack rolls with ranged weapons. Blind fighting, which gives you blind sight within a range of 10 feet. Defense, which gives you a +1 armor bonus as long as you wear armor. Druidic warrior, which means you can learn 2 cantrips from the druid spell list. Dueling, which gives you if you only hold 1 melee weapon, you gain a +2 bonus to the damage rolls with that weapon. Thrown weapon fighting, which means you have you can draw the weapon as part of the attack, and you can hit you can do +2 to the damage roll. And 2 weapon fighting, which means if you dual wield the weapons, normally you don't add the ability modifier, so your dexterity, to your 2nd attack, but now you do. So it depends on what playstyle you want to go. If you want to shoot your bow a lot, archery is definitely a good one. If you want to focus on spells, Druidic Warrior is a great one. Very good choice.
Oh, I get to do chi. I get new moves.
Yeah.
Nice. Bombs down.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Nice. Last was in spawn.
I can do 2 double attacks. I can do some dodging and a dash. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But how many chi do I get? When you...
It's the same as your level, so you have 2
2.
right now.
And then I have to meditate to get them back.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's just a long rest.
Long rest, yeah.
Oh, short or long rest. So, yeah.
Right, I'm gonna bolt that same place again.
So Fury,
Right, one window.
defense.
All right. Are
Yeah.
there any other questions?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, try and,
I just gotta move this all over onto the right, the right sheet.
All right.
That
All
might
good.
feel, but I think one's underneath it.
Yeah. Anyone want to say anything, or are we good for tonight?
I'm all good.
Yeah.
Likewise, all good.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to thank everyone who's been in chat today. There's been a couple of you. I have been typing. I know I haven't actually spoken to you guys, but I have been typing. I will get better at getting used to doing both, talking to both these guys and you at the same time. It's going to take a little while to get used to it. Thank you to the guys that have followed today. We've had a few pop up, so the alerts are all still coming up, guys, so we can still see it. And yeah, we are back. We're not back next Sunday, are we?
Shouldn't be. No.
No,
So the week after that.
the week after. So the 4th. Yeah. So yeah, we should be back on the 4th. I'm going to write the 4th down. Yeah, so we should be back, guys, on the 4th. We're planning to do this every other week. So next Sunday, I'll be doing what I everything normally that we stream. And yeah,
In the back, here.
that's about it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna mute you guys just so I can get the music playing and end the stream. But everyone say bye. Bye.